What's going on, guys? This is Lewis at nhimid.com. Thanks for taking the time to view this latest entry. I don't even really have a title for it. I guess if I were to put one on it, I would call it Week. And so the other day, I'm reading my Bible, as I typically do, and I am reading in 2 Corinthians 12. And the thought came to mind that we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. And sometimes our strengths outweigh our weaknesses, but our weaknesses are still there. And then there's all those times that we care to not really admit that our weaknesses outweigh our strengths. And even when I say that, I know that it pops in my head, and it may be popping in your head as automatically as to what those weaknesses are. And so, like I said, I was reading 2 Corinthians chapter 12, where Paul is talking to God about this thorn being in his side. He also refers to it throughout as this weakness being within him. And so that's where we're going to pick up at verse 8. And it says this: "Concerning this, I implored the Lord 3 times that it might leave." This being the thorn, this being the weakness, may leave. "And he has said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is perfected in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will rather boast about my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may dwell in me. That therefore I am well content with weaknesses. I am well content with insults. I am well content with distresses. I'm well content with persecutions. I'm well content with difficulties. I'm well content with troubles for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong." And so here you have Paul begging. You have Paul pleading with the Lord to make this weakness leave him. Make this thorn that is in his side leave him. Must be getting on his everlasting nerve, right? And so as I'm reading this, the first thing that kind of stands out to me is that Paul refers to God as Lord here. And I think that anytime throughout the Bible, God is referred to in different ways. You have Lord, you have God, you have Creator, you have Jesus, you have Christ, you have the Anointed One. And so I think that it shows some type of significance. So what does Lord mean in this instant, right? The New Testament, whether you know it or not, was written in the Greek. And not to get too theological on you, but the meaning for the word Lord in Greek is a person that is exercising absolute ownership. Yeah. So I want to stop right there real quick. Absolute ownership. That means that if you belong to God, if you are a believer, then you do not belong to yourself. I don't belong to myself, but we belong to the one who owns us. And anytime that someone owns you, that means that they have responsibility for you, right? And so anyone who believes in Jesus, who confesses that they are a believer and they believe it within their heart, then God is responsible for them. It's so crazy as to how the Bible works and how God works. It's totally backwards. I'm a slave, so therefore I'm free. So this is Lewis at nhimid.com. Say grace to all my perfect